Hi, this is Dina. Welcome to the series of SQL Server Reporting Service Installation in Sharepoint Integrated Mode Part 2 video. So in the Part 1 video we have covered the SQL Server installation in the Sharepoint Integrated Mode, and we have seen the configuration, how to configure the SSRS in the Sharepoint Integrated Mode. And now in this video we are going to see how to create one simple report, SSRS report, and how to upload it in SharePoint. So let's start by creating the simple SSRS report. So I'm using the Visual Studio 2008 R2 bits environment, and the desktop, and this is going to be the product report. I have the AdventureWorks database in my machine, so using that AdventureWorks database, then I will create. So this I'll create the report. So test connection succeeded. I'm using the query builder to build the query. So I'm selecting only one product table, dim product. Here English product name, and color, standard cost, and list price. So this is fine. It's going to be a simple static report, so not much fancy in this thing. Just put everything in the details. It's going to be the product report. Okay, fine. So it created the report. It's a simple report with some product information. I'm not much concentrating on that designing of the report. So there are two ways to upload the report. So from the Visual Studio, from the bits itself, we can directly upload the report. See, we can right click and take the project properties. So here it shows the local report server URL. So instead we can specify the SharePoint server name and target folder and everything. So after mention the target folder and SharePoint target server URL and everything, if we click OK, and if we deploy the report, then it will directly deploy into the SharePoint. Now, but there is another way. So we can directly upload the ODL file in the SharePoint. we can directly upload it as a document, and we can create the connections, data source connections directly in the Sharepoint Integrated Mode. That's what we are going to see in this video. So this is my SharePoint. This SharePoint 2010 I have already installed in my system. So I have already created the BI report site. So here I have the libraries, and I have created one more document library called reports. Within this document library, I am going to upload my report RDL file, and I'll create one more document library to hold the data source connection. So create so this is going to be the usual document library, and I name it as data source. Okay, so here we have created the data source. Now what we do here, we are going to create the data source connection. So in the bits, this ODS file, we are going to upload it under the data source document library. So in the SharePoint, normally if I click the upload document, then using this, or if we click the new document, then it will create the new document under this document library. But this for the data source ODS file, so we have to create it as a data source document. So for that we have to configure the SharePoint. So when we click the new document, normally it displays by default it displays with the Word document only. We won't get that another documents. To get that another documents, we have to go to the library, under the lists from okay, got it. So we have to click the advanced setting under the general settings, and allow management of content type. We have to click the yes, nothing else we need to select, and click OK. Now if we come here, then you will see this option, add from existing site content type. Click this option, and we have to select the report data source from the available site content types, and click OK. If we go to the data source under the documents, we click the new documents. You see here, you can see the report data source. So now we can create the new report data source. I click the new report data. In the data source properties, we have to give the name. So in the report I have given the name as data source owner, so I want to retain the same name. There is no need to give the same name. So when we, after uploading the report, when we do the configuration, when we connect that data source with that report, then we can change the data source name. But to make it consistent, So I am giving the same name, data source 1. So Microsoft SQL Server and connection string. Uh, just I copy the connection string from here and paste it here. So it's going to be the Windows authentication. I don't want to change it. I leave as it is, and click the test connection. Connection created successfully. So by default we can say enable this data source is checked out, so that can be enabled as soon as it's created. So now we have created the data source, and after that we will upload the report. To upload the report, I have created the separate document library to hold the reports. So click that particular document library and go to the documents. So here in the upload document, I can choose the file. So when we click the upload document, we can choose the RDL file. So here the RDL file is a product report RDL. Click OK. So now the report has been uploaded in the Sharepoint, and we'll configure the data source. Right click that, click that product report menu, click the manage data sources. See, since I have created this report using the data source name data source 1, by default it will be displayed. So click that data source 1. So there's a connection type should be shared data source, as I want to use the shared database across all my reports. This is the data source link. Okay, now we have to go to that go up one more level and go to the data source folder. Click the data source and select the data source dot RDS. It got selected. Close. So the data source is configured with that report, and click the report. So the report is rendered successfully. So if we have the parameters for that report, then this will be displayed in this area. So that will be covered in our another videos. Okay, so this is quite easy to upload the report and configure the SSRS report in the Sharepoint Integrated Mode. Thank you for watching this video. So you can see more videos in the SQL channel, YouTube channel, as well as in my blog. Thank you.